Greetings and namaste. Today I'm going to speak about the third eye, which is located here. Roll intro. So welcome back. My name's M. I'm from Pineal 6, where we learn together and we grow together in the sight of God. So today, before I move forward, can you like, share and subscribe to the channel? And also don't forget to press that little bell, which lets and notifies you about any videos that are coming up that I'm about to record. Or have recorded, so you can see the work I've done. So moving on, the third eye. The third eye is purple, which is a chakra color, which is located just here, the third eye. Some people say it's in the middle of your forehead, but actually it's this region here. It is also so powerful because the note for it is the letter A with the frequency at 720 hertz. Now, what's so important about the third eye? Now you've got your two main eyes, which is the eyes you see with. And then you've got your third eye, which sees into different dimensions. Now, not a lot of people can activate this, which again is why it makes this chakra or this particular part of your body quite useful and powerful. Now, you see a lot of mediums or clairvoyants using this chakra, and when you see any kind of aura, you see that this part of them, especially their foresight, being quite prominent. Now, the problem is a lot of people struggle with this because once they've opened it, they don't know how to maintain it or keep it safe. And this is the important part I have to kind of stress and say to people, that when you open up your third eye, it's not you open up your third eye and then it stays open. You have to learn to keep it closed and protect it. Because just like your normal eyes, it gets tired. And remember, when you're protruding and you're seeing your third eye, it's going out into the universe. So the universe and people in the universe can see your third eye. So you're going to get attracted into, or the people are going to be attracted to your third eye. And then once you start seeing, you get visions through dreams, visions through vibrations. You will see things in the corner of your eye. Literally, so though your third eye is here, and you know when you say, oh, I just see in the corner of my eye, what you're actually seeing is not with these eyes, you're actually seeing your third eye. Because that's why when you look, you can't see it, because your third eye clocks it and sees it, and then automatically looks, and then when your other eye realizes what the third eye is looking at and looks that way, you notice it disappears. Now your third eye, now the reality is, it's not really actually physically on this planet. Or it's not in this time, it's coming through this dimension. So when your third eye sees it, so it may see something go by like this, just here, and then though I can't see it with my eye here, my third eye can see it. And then if I see it, it's just like a glare to me. So if I look at it, then it would just disappear. So that's what's so so powerful with your third eye. And what you do with your third eye as well is like, how do you attune that? And how do you make sure that what you're seeing is true? And how can you make sure that what's actually unfolding isn't just you imagining stuff? Reality is that what these eyes see and what this eye sees don't necessarily compute together. So you will get visions that won't make sense literally to you, because it's on another plane and it's on another dimension. So sometimes, especially if you're tired and you're just dozing off and you're trying to focus on something, you may feel or see something there that doesn't make sense, or you may see an image appear. And this is how a lot of clairvoyants work. They relax the mind and relax the body, and then they open up the third eye. And once the third eye is open, this is where they have the ability to start seeing things beyond this veil we have. The other thing is as well, protection. one of the greatest protection is using for protection and a white light for protection. The other thing as well is for protection is simply just to close your third eye, shut it down so you don't see it, and you can do this through meditation. And I'll be doing a meditation video soon, so keep an eye out for that. Hence why I'm saying press that yellow bell. Now, why would you want to open up your third eye? Simple and plain, that if you're medium or clairvoyant, and you use clairvoyancy and scrying, that is where you're using your third eye. Now, when you open up your third eye, you have heard of the saying foresight? So foresight, that's through your eye. Second part is your eyes, what your eyes see. So when you're working with that energy, and then you're going, it's all developing, and then you're using, say for example, a crystal ball or a scry mirror, and I'll link how to make a scry mirror above here. It's really useful to just be able to relax the mind, take a deep breath in, and focus upon just a particular spot on that ball or mirror, and just relax the mind. And as the mind relaxes, you get to be able to get images coming into your foresight. Now, you don't get images plastered like that onto the particular mirror or crystal ball. The foresight sees the ability, or sees the things he wants you to see, or what's coming. This way it comes to where you can talk to your third eye. And I always say this as well, when you're working with guides, or you're working with any ability, any kind of spiritual living energy, living being, which these chakras are living, have conversations with them. When I'm developing, and I'm kind of like balancing myself out, and I've cleansed myself, and I've done an overall healing within myself, I always activate the particular chakras using either a Kundalini snake or just open up myself. But I always go, come on guys, let's get to work. How are you feeling? What are you seeing? What's important? What have you seen? Is there stuff I need to be aware of? Then what my foresight does see, what my third eye sees, is transmitted to my guides, or my guides there show it to my foresight for me to see it. Now, there's not one clear way of doing this. It's just how it's done. It's just how everyone's different and how they work. But for me, when I use my mind's eye, I've been able to see stuff from different dimensions, different locations, and different places around the world, which my guides or my collective want to show through my foresight for me to see. The other thing is as well, what is the negative of having foresight? It's draining. It can be very, very draining. And like with your normal eyes, it can get tired. So if you don't give it enough rest, or you don't give it enough training, or you don't maintain it and look after it by eating well, exercise, practicing connections and all this stuff, the mind's eye can become quite weak and tired. Sometimes you get distorted images, and sometimes you begin to start doubting yourself about what you see. Now, I'm just talking from a intuitive position here. I'm speaking about what I see, what I feel, what comes to me naturally. No, it's not scripted. I'm not telling you like I have some list behind this camera. In fact, the only list I've got is the main points about the third eye. Apart from that, I'm just going through what spirit is showing me. And even as I talk now, I can feel the collective stepping forward and saying and teaching, I want you to know about what a foresight or the third eye is about. In fact, they don't call it the third eye, they call it the foresight. And there is other dimensions that you can see beyond that we are not even prefaced to, or we have that connection to see within our own realm from what we can go into meditation and see. We need the third eye to develop, to unfold, to really enhance in order to cut through those layers of different dimensions. And remember, sometimes you got things out there or energies out there that want to corrupt and misguide you. So you must be aware of being able to see those. Because so many times you see people who just go into meditation and then they do for example, do a reading or to see something in a crystal ball or to see something while they're scrying, and then they pass the information onto the person and say, well, no, that's not what I want to see. It's down to you to connect with that energy, like I connect with the collective, and then I just kind of just go and just allow them to flow. We can't always know what we see to be really easy to interpret straight away. That comes with time, practice, and hours of beating at your craft. There is no easy way through it. But as you develop, like a Pandora's box, it begins to open. You begin to see different layers, like an onion. You see different things happening. You see it developing. And you develop as your third eye develops. You become stronger. Your mind's eye becomes stronger, becomes wider, more prominent. Until that point is when you're walking, that people straight away notice there's something different about you. Almost kind of like you're regal. It's because you do, I'm not saying you're above the rest. You do have this kind of elevation in a way that you are being able to see things a lot more clearer. And no, every time I meet somebody and they find out what I do, they're like, oh, did you read me? No, I don't, And again, it's like me staring at something like intensely like this, for example, and in a social gathering, and it's like me trying to stare. It's going to put a lot of pressures on my eyes. So, and it's the same when I look at stuff, when I look into the dimensions, because when I'm in a group and spirit and the collective step forward, that's a different thing, because I'm relying on them showing me images and me seeing the images they pull up for me to therefore use my third eye to be able to translate that into actual words, images of vibrations or smell or sounds. So to say you're going to go somewhere and you go, I can feel this, and you get these people go, oh, I'm trying to sense this. I find it really funny. That's Hollywood. That's just total Hollywood. Sometimes you do kind of like touch your head to kind of steady yourself, to use the kind of like connections in your hands, the kind of like the channels you have in your hands, in order to help stimulate your mind, or so your third eye, to help see beyond that dimension. Something I need to also add is like the pineal gland, which is just at the back of your head. You should see a little thing pop up here. It's the size of a pea, really, really small. Now that's connected to all the hormones in your body. Now, when you want to stimulate that, you can use your third eye to help control your hormones, which your hormones are attached to the rest of your particular chakras. So when you get someone who says to me, oh, well, I really struggle with my hormones and with my emotions and blah, 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 I always say, use your third eye to scan. And you must have heard, if you've been working in this industry, or good industry, if you've been developing yourself, you must hear people say, I've been scanning myself and I've been seeing certain things. And that's what they're talking about. They've been scanning themselves and scanning people around them or things around them in order to see where they are. And they're using their third eye in order to scan. Because when you scan, it's almost like you peel off these layers and these layers and layers and layers and layers of bullcrap that is stuck on by man, by society, by people's existence, people's negativity, people's hopes, dreams, failures, and all this stuff that you need to connect and go through and strip away in order to get to the truth. Again, with reference in the onion. But as you strip all this stuff away and then you start seeing the true light of that person, the true aura. Now, I've met people which, when I've kind of worked with them and I've seen my third eye or my foresight, seen beyond what the realms of how they really are, what they project out to people, what they say. I see something different because I go right down to the shell of the person, whether they have a good spirit or a bad spirit. Or when I say good spirit or bad spirit, I mean whether their spirit is being corrupted or not being corrupted. Because no spirit is necessarily bad, it just goes bad. And again, bad and good is just a point of view. So as I open up my mind and my mind's eye, and then I look beyond that veil, and then I start seeing people for what they really are. For example, when I worked with someone many years ago, and she had a son, she came to me, and I was working in Windsor. She said to me, my son's off the rails. Everyone's saying he's a bad kid, he's this, he's that, and she don't know what to do. She's at wit's end. Everyone's going to say that he should be not put into care, but he needs to go to a special school. And I goes, do you think he? And everyone's saying he's bad. He's just got bad, kind of like a bad spirit. So as I walked past this boy, as I walked in, obviously before she told me the story, and I walked in, and I saw him sitting there, and I looked at him, and I looked him in the eye. And when I sat down with her, and I goes, I don't see that. I really don't see that. I see a lost individual. I see a lost boy. He misses his dad. And he misses the connection that he has with his dad. Right then, she burst into tears. They've been separated for 2 years. He's gone on travel somewhere or another. So he's just rebelling out. Now, people don't see the underlying current. They just see the necessities of it all, the spheres, what they want to see, the effects, than opposed to the root cause. So I said, he's not a bad kid. I goes, he just needs a lot of love and a lot of guidance. Doesn't excuse what he's done was right, but doesn't excuse that he shouldn't be punished for what he's done and disciplined. But he just needs a lot of love and a lot of guidance. Be patient. Love him. You know what? Best way you can do is talk to him about his dad. And she said to me, you know what? Every time he brings his dad up, I don't really speak about him. I said, well, you should. Because he wants to know that he's loved. I mean, he's quite young. I think he was like 13 or 14. And I goes, he wants to know he's loved. He's had his dad there for all this amount of time, and then he's gone. And I go, it looks like an obvious answer, but people just automatically families see that he's rebelling against his dad. But they don't see what was wrong underneath. Why? Ask the question why. And the question why was for the fact that he was alone. He was lost. And and every time he does something, he feels really guilty that he hurt you, that he knows that what he's done is hurt you. He's not doing it to hurt you. It's almost like he's in a pattern, and you need to break that pattern. And I think you need to tell him that you know that what the undercurrent problem is, and that way he would know that when he does it again, that he won't keep repeating it. She was like in tears, and she was in tears, and I started doing her cards, and we spoke. And as it developed, I could see the tower, and I goes, the tower is really, really strong with you. The tower represents a change. The foundations are still the same, but there's going to be a change in the direction. And his direction is going to change. And I think he was going to go on to, because his school had 2 schools, and he was going to go up to upper school. And I goes, he will be okay. And I goes, think about creativity with this boy. I don't know what that's about. Oh, yeah, he used to draw a lot. He doesn't draw as much. Why don't you sit down and draw with him and help him to express himself? Now, when we see that, and we are working with people, and then you cut away the layers of the effects that is out there, the stuff that we project, the stuff that we want people to see. We all do it. We all project an image to people, and you may be one way with someone and another way with somebody else. And then someone may explain to this other person that you are this way, and then this person says, well, no, you're like this. But it's what you do. But it's when you're working and you use your mind's eye and you do the scan, and you scan yourself and you scan through these layers of fakeness, in a way, projection, you can see the strength that you hold within, the true shining energy called you. And that journey, as you're walking and you see beyond that veil, that negative veil that we all project, or we kind of like attach as well from people who tell us we are like this or we're like that, or this is how we see us. Remember, I think the saying is like we are 80% other people and 20% us, and we need to be 80%. We need to be 90% us, even not 100% us, and 10% us, them. So it means that you should keep using your mind's eye to help. And one of the first things anybody out there is beginning to learn about the chakras and they want to start developing how to do it, one of the important things is before you start cleansing, look at what you're cleansing. Don't just cleanse for the sake of cleansing your chakras, because there may be a learned thing within that particular chakra that is attached itself to you for you to learn from. And then just scan yourself first. Then if there's an issue that you need to get, you've got an attachment or whatever, then work through it. That's what your mind's eye there for. People just go out and just scan for the sake of scanning and use their mind's eye for the sake of using their mind's eye without a proper reason in order to find that particular outcome. And as you start to unfold yourself and you become more self-aware, the underneath current, which is the consciousness, I should say the unconsciousness will begin to bubble up and become stronger, and the conscious will have to behave itself and grow. We need to live and learn. We need to grow and develop, and that's a part of our journey. So I'm going to end it there, and I've got one more video to do, which is called the crown, which I'm really excited to do because I love talking about the crown chakra, because I don't see many people talking about it. But what I'll do, I'll leave it there, and I hope you're staying safe, stay blessed, and stay well, and I'll see you in your next video. Namaste.